Okay, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Hope everybody can hear me. Chat box is open. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm Lindsay Philo, and I'm with Accepted Students in Bearcat Orientation. And first off, I just wanted to thank y'all for spending some of your evening with us. And I also wanted to apologize to some of y'all who just received the invitation for this today. Technology was not being my friend the other day, and it missed out on some email addresses. So we do have a recording of the dining services presentation that happened the other day, and we'll be sending that out tomorrow along with the recording of this presentation and with any contact information, anything like that y'all will need to know. And so remember that y'all can type questions kind of as Chris is going through his presentation today, and we'll get those answered for y'all towards the end of the presentation. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Lindsay right now, and she has a couple things to say.
Hello, hi, welcome everybody. My name is Lindsay Laher, and I am the Assistant Dean of Students. And I am in the area of parent and family relations. That's why I'm here today. And I just wanted to say hello and welcome. You will see myself and my boss, Chelsea Smith, during the regular orientation presentations. So you'll hear from us there. Just really wanted to welcome you, and at the end, I might give you guys some information on our Facebook that you can follow to stay up to date with things related to parents, and give you a little bit of information related to our Parents Association, which you will get more information during orientation this summer.
So Chris, if you want to go ahead and take it over, it is all yours.
Alrighty, thank y'all so much. Well, everyone, my name is Christopher Martinez. I'm going to be y'all's housing ambassador for today. Today we're going to be talking about information regarding housing and dining at Sam Houston State University. I'm going to try to make this as easy and informational for y'all as possible. So I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen here for y'all to go ahead and look at. So we do have a presentation here set up for y'all. So like I said, my name's Chris. Some things about myself real quick. So I'm a senior here at Sam Houston State University. I've been working for Residence Life for a little over a year. Yeah, I do have a good amount of experience. I'll be able to answer any sort of questions that y'all might have for me at the end of the presentation. So y'all just go ahead and hold on to those until the end. But we'll go ahead and get started. So right now I'm going to go ahead and get a little summary of what we're going to be taking a look at today. So first we're going to be taking a look at living on campus, so what exactly that pertains to. When it comes down to the different halls, the different styles of halls that we have on campus, our meal plans, as well as our living learning communities. So that right there, as you can see under housing styles, we do have our traditional style, our upgrade traditional style, our semi-private style, and our private style. So we do offer a lot of variability on campus as to the different types of housing we offer. So we're going to continue. So first we're going to start off with the application for housing. So some of the information you're going to find here is all students who live on campus, with the exception of Bearcat Village, must have a residential meal plan. All first-year students will be placed on the all-access meal plan, which can be changed on the 12th day of class. So that means you can pretty much change it up until the 12th day of class for completely free. You just have to either fill it out online or come into office, fill out a small paper here in office with us. Our offices are open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and we always have housing ambassadors up here to go ahead and help you out with anything you may need. So we're going to have two different types of students here when it comes to on-campus living. We have your first year graduate high school students. Sorry, we determine first year students based on high school graduation date, not on your amount of credits that you have. So just also keep that in mind. And then we also have your non-first year students. So we're going to call those first year non-requirements. So we're going to start here with the first year students. So it's going to be a $200 deposit, which must be placed on the housing portal. By credit card or by ACH check. Roommate selection begins on March 31st and begins on March 1st, I'm sorry, and ends on March 31st. So that's also a very important date for y'all to go ahead and remember. Room selection times will be emailed to students through their SHSU emails. Room self-selection begins on in May 2020 and ends July 15th of 2020. And any applications or non-assigned rooms will be selected in office. Now, we're going to step over to our non-required students or our non-first year students. Spaces for these students are currently full, unfortunately. If you would like to place yourself on our non-guaranteed wait list, you may do so through the housing portal by putting your first and last name as well as your best contactable phone number. This is accessible through your MySam. So it's going to be on your MySam. On the left-hand side, you're going to have a whole bunch of tabs, the very last one being your Students tab. You're going to go to that tab. You'll scroll down just a little bit. You're going to find a box there that says Housing and Dining. And the very first hyperlink there is going to say Housing Portal. You go ahead and click on that, and you'll go ahead and it'll take you to the Housing Portal, and you just go ahead and put your first and last name information and your phone number. If the opportunity arises for housing to be available, we will reach out to students either by SHS email or contact provided by student in the housing application. So yeah, we'll go ahead and keep going here. So the steps and due dates. So first you would apply through the Housing Portal. The next step was to go ahead and put your $200 deposit down. That's what go ahead and locks down your time slot to go ahead and choose housing. Next, you would upload your meningitis through your patient portal. And this is a pretty important step, because if you don't upload your meningitis, you won't be able to choose your housing in the first place. So that is very important. So the two most important things would be your $200 deposit to lock down your time slot next to your meningitis in order to pick a room. Next would be checking your SHSU email for housing assignment times beginning May 2020. So it is very important to keep your eye on your San Luis State University email address because any sort of important information is going to go straight there. So next we're going to be taking a look at refund dates. So the $200 deposit, say for some reason, unfortunately you don't want to come to San Luis State University, or you're just not going to be able to make it or anything like that. For summer one, if you go ahead and cancel your housing application by May 1st, you will receive $190 of that refund. For summer two, if you cancel your application by June 1st, you will receive $190 of that refund. And for the upcoming fall semester, if you cancel your housing application by July 1st, you will receive $190 of your refund. And if you wait until August 1st, then you receive $100 of that refund. And the reason why it's $190 is just that transaction fee to get your money back into that account. It does cost a little bit of money. So, but you are going to be receiving, about 90% of that housing deposit. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at meal plans on campus. So we have two different types. We have your residential meal plans as well as your commuter meal plans. First off, students are automatically given the all-access meal plan when they first apply for housing. So that's going to be unlimited dining hall access with $125 in Bearcat Bucks. So I'm going to explain what Bearcat Bucks is real quick. So Bearcat Bucks is you can use them anywhere, any eateries on campus. So for example, our Panda Express that we have on campus, or a Subway, or our mini Starbucks that we also have on campus, as well as Chick-fil-A and other things like that. That's what those Bearcat Bucks are going to be used for. They cannot be used on any sort of at the bookstore or anything like that. Unfortunately, they're going to be used strictly for food purposes. That's why they're part of our meal plans. So yeah, that's what Bearcat Bucks are going to go ahead and be used for. So as you can see, there's kind of a give and take ratio. If you move down from the all access to the 20 meals per week, you do get some more Bearcat Bucks. So as you can see, it goes from 125 to 175, and that is going to be a little bit of the less costing option. And then of course, there's an option under that where it's going to be 15 meals per week for dining halls and $225 in Bearcat Bucks. So there is a give and take there. So yeah, we're going to go over to the commuter meal plans. The first one we're going to have there is going to be the Bearcat Flex. These types of meal plans are going to be by semester, not by week. So you're going to have 90 meals per semester with $300 in Bearcat Bucks. But as you can see, as you go lower, the amount of Bearcat Bucks do not change. Only the amount of meals per semester changes. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at that. So if you are a non-required student and you are living on campus, or you're living at Bearcat Village, you can choose from these commuter meal plans. Or if you're not living on campus at all, you can also choose from these commuter meal plans. For example, I don't live on campus, but I still have a commuter meal plan. One, because Sam Houston has some amazing food at their dining halls. And two, because I like to use these Bearcat Bucks at the different eateries around campus. Easy access, one swipe of a card and you're done. That way you can get back to studying or back to class. So it's pretty nice. But as you can see, it goes from 90 down to 60 and then down to 30, but keeping those $300 in Bearcat Bucks. So it is really, really nice. We'll go ahead and keep moving here. So next up, we're going to be talking about our living learning communities. So these so when freshmen join, we do advise that they do join a living learning community. It is a great option to go ahead and take action on. So you can go ahead and be living with students who are in the same major as you, and also will be taking the same classes as you. That way you can have a good structure to be following with all these students taking the same classes. Y'all can study together. Y'all can, you all have the same class times as well, so you won't be, staying up when someone else needs to wake up early or anything like that. So after students are advised, they will then contact First Year Experience here at Sam Houston to apply for a living learning community. Below are the current communities that SHSU has available. So at Piney Woods Hall, you'll see we have the honors community. the Bearcat community, agriculture, education, pre-med, pre-nursing, healthcare, pre-law, ROTC, military science, humanities and social sciences, STEM, and first generation. Next, over in the Lone Star Hall, which is going to be one of our semi-private styles, is going to be criminal justice. And over there at Belvin Buchanan, one of our traditional styles, is going to be our College of Arts and Media. And they have a really great program there with our CAMC, where they have a really, really nice basement area over there that has lots of studios and stuff like that for the fine arts and all that. So it's really, really nice. We'll go ahead and keep moving here. So we're going to take a look at our 4 different types of styles that we have on campus. The first style we're going to be taking a look at here is going to be our traditional style. So that's going to be 4 people living together, sharing 1 bathroom with 2 sinks, a shower, and a toilet. So some of our examples of traditional styles are Belvin Buchanan, Elliott, Estill, Jackson Shaver, Baldwin, Crawford, Krieger, and Mallett. Also to keep in mind, Elliott and Estill are the 2 only all-female dorms on campus. So if you did want to know anything about that, those are your 2 halls that you're going to want to be interested in. So as you can see on the layout there, those do come with 2 beds per room. And through the restroom, we get 2 sinks, a shower, and a toilet. So it's going to be kind of like Jack and Jill style. Each room will come with, the students will be provided with a desk or a desk area with 2 seats for each student, as well as, of course, the 2 beds and 2 wardrobes and dressers. And that's, once again, per student. So you'll have your twin extra long size beds. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and be sharing that restroom with 2 sinks, a shower, and a toilet. So it's pretty spacious and really, really nice, and it kind of provides more of the traditional college student experience. So it is really nice. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at our upgrade traditional style. Essentially, it is the same. It's the same concept, but just on a bigger scale. So this is going to be offered only at Piney Woods Hall. It is our largest and newest hall on campus. So also you might want to keep that in mind. It also has, as you saw on the last slide, most of our living area communities. So if you are interested in those, you can go ahead and apply for those. So it has all movable furniture. It does have elevators within the hall, a mini fridge, a thermostat in the room, and right across the street from General's Market dining hall. So that is pretty convenient, you know, just if you ever get hungry or anything like that. It's just a short hop, skip, and a jump away. It does have study rooms on each floor and the community learning center within the building. So I do want to talk about that real quick. Only at Piney Woods Hall, you'll be offered a community learning center. Essentially what that is going to be a computer lab or a studious area for students to go ahead and utilize. There's always going to be a housing ambassador in there as long as it's open, just to make sure everything's kept in a nice, studious and cordial environment for students to go ahead and take advantage of. So it is a really, really nice area. And once again, it's only at Piney Woods Hall. It does have 10 full-size computers as well as a large printer, flat screen TV in the front and back of the room, as well as some HDMI cables and audio cables, just in case you need to practice any sort of presentations or anything like that. So it is really, really nice. Next up, we'll be taking a look at our semi-private style dorm, and that is only offered at Lone Star Hall. So the beds are separated by the closets. It does have a mini fridge as well as sitting fans. There is an elevator within Lone Star Hall, and it does have a shower with a bathtub and a thermostat in the room. So what really breaks us apart from the traditional styles is the fact it's just 2 people sharing 1 restroom separated by that half wall. We've seen students go as far as to put a tension rod between the closet and the wall itself, just to create an even extra amount of privacy. And it does have a very, very decently sized restroom for just 2 people. So yeah, it's also very, very, very nice. So next up, we'll be taking a look at our private style. So our private style, for examples, would be Raven Village, Sam Houston Village, and Bearcat Village. So all the villages on campus will be private style. And once again, Bearcat Village is not, you cannot live there if you're a first-year student. There's only for upperclassmen only and transfers. But each student will get their own room with a door that locks. And each room will have a dresser, wardrobe, a desk area, as well as a twin extra long-size bed. It will also have a living room area with a couch and a love seat, as well as a small desk. And we'll also provide a kitchenette. Now, it does not have a stove, but it is provided with a microwave and a small sink. It does also have the restroom area with 2 different vanity sinks, as well as the bathroom being just over there by bedroom 2. So once again, it is broken up into the private style by being just 2 people per room. And you each, it's even more private by having your own bedroom. So that's really, really nice as well. So if you are more of the closed type and do enjoy having your own room, you may be more interested in the rooms in Raven Village, Sam Houston Village, or Bearcat Village if you're a transfer or upperclassman student. So next up, I want to talk about just some things about life on campus. So some things to bring. A lot of students have questions as to what to bring, what should I bring, what should I not bring, and a lot of those answers can be found in the Residence Life Student Handbook. Now, each different hall has its own types of rules. For example, when putting up things on the wall, some of them allow thumbtacks, some of them don't. Some of them allow adhesive, some of them don't. So depending on which one you want to go ahead and stay at, whenever you're here at San State University, you just go ahead and go to that section of the Residence Life Student Handbook, and you can go ahead and take a look at that there. You can see what kind of rules each hall has when it comes to hanging things up and things like that. It's also going to provide some information on what you can and can't bring when it comes to appliances. So for example, all the halls, one big no-no is bringing things that create heat. So any sort of, for example, a conventional coffee pot wouldn't be allowed. A heating pan would not be allowed. Or anything that creates any sort of heat or gives off heat, it wouldn't be allowed at any of the halls, only because it's a fire hazard, and of course we want to keep all of our students safe and everything like that. So yeah, any sort of general rules and things to bring, things not to bring will be found in that Residence Life Student Handbook. So for hall events, we do have a lot of events going on, especially really in all the dorms on campus. All of our RAs are really in touch with all the students and always providing things for them to do when it comes to maybe like movie nights or just information nights and stuff like that. We'll have hall meetings with the RAs pretty much every month, if not every other month for sure. Students will be able to meet with our RAs and get information on room checks or due dates or anything like that, or whether or not any sort of quiet hours are going to be coming into effect for either for the first round of tests, midterms, or finals or anything like that for the semester. Of course, they'll be contacted to let you know, hey, after a certain time, you'll be asked to be a little bit more quieter, just to make sure that students are being able to have that environment to study and, being cordial to other students and stuff like that. Now, other halls on campus do offer our study areas. So, of course, we want to keep those areas quiet and stuff like that. Next up, I do want to talk about organizations. I'm going to start off with this one. Me in particular, I'm involved in San Diego State University powerlifting. That's a club sport that we offer. And we are also we're very involved with the students around campus, and there's going to be a lot of different organizations that are involved with students around campus. There always see throughout the mall area of the university, you're going to see lots of, fraternities, sororities, other cultural groups out there, offering things for sale, like food and stuff like that, trying to raise money and things like that, just giving you more information, more things, more opportunities to make friends. If your students, they move over here, they don't really know many people. And of course, we want them to go ahead and be involved with the student life, because there's no better student life than San Diego State University. Let me tell you, we're all very connected, very active. So it is really, really nice to be in touch with those organizations. And most of those organizations do like to group up around the Lohman Student Center. And what that is they're going to go ahead and be our central area for things where you find like our food markets and stuff like that. So Chick-fil-A, Panda Express, Subway, all that's going to be found inside of our Lohman Student Center, which has been just newly renovated, and it is looking really, really nice. So just over the summer, it's just about to finish up. So everything's looking really nice in there. We do have our new Cat Club, which is offering a whole bunch of new amenities, like a bowling alley, which is really, really nice. So it's just another opportunity for students to go ahead and get involved with other students on campus. So yeah, it is really, really nice. Other than that, we also have our campus events. So things like Saturday at Sam and stuff like that, where students get to, walk around and portray their organizations if they're in any of them, as well as other cultural events on campus and things also going on within the Lohman Student Center. So yeah, we do have a lot of things going on campus all the time. So we're always trying to keep students involved in things around campus. So yeah. Other than that, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact us. I'm so sorry. The information below. We are open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. here at the Residence Life office. You see our phone number there. It's going to be 936-294-1812, or you can email us at reslife, RESLIFE, @shsu.edu. But other than that, if you have any questions that you can't think of today, then you can go ahead and get a hold of us at those informations right there. So other than that, that's pretty much going to be it.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start reading off some questions that we got in the chat. I'll start. First one is, can students still select their roommates, Chris?
Unfortunately not. Roommate selection was from March 1st to the 31st. Now, if they do have someone in mind they do want a room with, the best thing they can do is once they apply for housing and everything, get their time slot, they can try and get within the same dorm say, for example, Piney Woods Hall. They can both try and get within Piney Woods Hall, and what they can do is during move-in dates, they can get in touch with their RAs and roommates and see if everyone's okay with switching rooms and just doing an informal in-hall transfer. It's a lot faster. It's just a sign of a piece of paper and you'll be moving into whoever you want to move with, if it's a friend or family member.
Okay, cool. Rainey, you want to take the next one?
Yes. Find it. I see one that says what are the prices for private rooms. Do you know the prices for like private style dorm rooms like Raven and SHV and things like that?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So we do have most of our private styles are going to be ranging above $3,000 per semester range, but you can look at all those prices online at shsu.edu/residence life. It'll have a breakdown of what every single hall costs, as well as the amount of meal plans and what they cost and what they include as well.
Okay, next question. I think Rainey answered in the chat, and we will also put this in an email that goes to y'all tomorrow. But someone asked what the hours were for the dining halls. And Rainey, you'd said 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays, but there are different meal times. Chris, do you want to explain the different meal times, breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Yeah, of course. So how it's going to work is breakfast opens up earliest, of course. They're going to have a breakfast allotted time to where they offer, breakfast foods, breakfast buffet and stuff like that. After the breakfast food time ends, they're going to have what's called a late breakfast. And then after that time ends, it's going to be your lunch time. So usually between the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, there's going to be about an hour time where there isn't any buffet food that's going to be offered, but there are other snacks you can choose from, like the salad bar or, fruits and stuff like that, fruits and snacks and other things like that. But other than that, it's just going to be those hour wait times between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But whenever those times do come up, they'll be constantly offering food there at the buffet areas, as well as the other snacks and stuff like that.
And then also the second part to that question was the popularity between meal plans. I kind of answered it in there, just like meal plans are very much so dependent on the student and not necessarily dependent on, like there's not one that's probably more popular than the other. Freshmen normally stick with the all access. I know their first semester especially, but I mean, do you have a point of view on that?
Yeah, so freshmen, like you said, Fred, you're completely right. Freshmen do like to stay with the all-access meal plan, at least for their first semester, because they kind of get a grasp of how much they really do eat per week and how much Bearcat bucks they use per semester. So whether they want more or less or anything like that, they do determine that after the first semester. So the all-access meal plan is kind of a good idea to keep just, or at least for the first semester, so you can kind of get a gauge on how much a student eats per week and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Next question is, are there measurements available for the desk drawers in the 3-unit closet for each room?
Yes, there is. We do have measurements here in office. If you'd like to get information on measurements, just go ahead and give us a call anytime, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, or you can email us at reslife@shsu.edu.
And the PowerPoint for this, will it be available? I do know that we're recording this and we will send this out in an email. So I know the PowerPoint and all the points that you made, they will be available. They'll be sent out to you guys in an email after this meeting.
Yeah, we'll be sure to add the links to it as well to make it as easy as possible. Next question is, where do we go to pick the rooms when our housing slot opens?
I'm so sorry, I missed that question. Broke up just a little bit.
Sorry. This says, where do we go to pick the rooms when our housing slot opens?
Okay, so once the housing slot opens, you'll just be going right back into the housing portal. Kind of break it down for you. You'll start at the MySam, the homepage. On the left-hand side, you go down to the Students tab. Once you click on that, you'll scroll down just a little bit under Housing and Dining. That box right there, the very first hyperlink there is going to be a housing portal. Once you click on that, it's going to bring you to the housing portal homepage, and then the second link there right next to home is going to be apply here with an exclamation point. Just click on there, you select the term, which is going to be academic year 2020, 2021. You click on that, and then it's going to bring you to the ability for you to go ahead and choose your room once your time slot opens.
When is the deadline to register for housing for if they're an incoming fall student?
Up until move-in weekend.
So up until move-in weekend, students can go ahead and apply for housing since incoming freshmen are guaranteed housing. So they can really apply. Really, the only thing that changes with that is the availability to choose your housing. The later you wait, of course, you're going to have a little bit less availability. And once a certain margin of time has passed, like say if you're wanting to apply for housing on move-in weekend, we will more than likely have to choose a hall for you.
Okay. I think this is still the same from when I was there, but what are the size of the beds, Chris?
Twin extra longs.
Can I bring my own mattress to use for the semester?
Unfortunately not. The mattresses that are provided are the ones that you have to use. However, students can bring their own mattress pads if they like.
And then with roommate selection being closed, or roommates randomly being assigned right now?
So how it works is whenever you do select your housing, after you select it itself, you'll be able to see who's rooming in the room with you. You can go ahead and contact them through email. All you would have to do is just go to your San Luis State University email address and then put their last name with a comma followed by their first name, and you'll be able to get in contact them just to get to know them just a little bit well. And you also get to see your compatibility rate after you've went ahead and selected your room. And that compatibility rate is based off of the questionnaire that is first offered at the housing application.
Are electric blankets allowed in the dorm rooms?
Unfortunately, no, ma'am.
Okay. Do we have the option to add stilts to our beds and make them bunk beds, or remove the stilts to make it a normal bed?
No, ma'am. So how it works is some beds do offer the availability to move up and down, to loft the bed up and down, and other halls on campus do offer the availability to bunk the beds. It just depends on which hall you're wanting to choose from. All the information is also located in the ResLife handbook. So you can kind of break it down from which halls you're interested in, and you can see what type of bed that's going to be offered. So whether or not it's going to be loftable all the way up to mid-loft or low loft, or it's going to be bunkable or non-bunkable. And you would just get in contact with maintenance real quick, and they'd be able to do that for you. That way there's no hazards provided to the children or the students at all.
I chose my dorm room and room today, and I was given a roommate. Is that based off of compatibility?
So it's not given. You're not given a roommate. Each student is allowed to choose whichever room they'd like based off availability. Now that compatibility rate, is given to you after you've chosen your dorm, and you'll be able to kind of base whether or not that roommate is fittable for you or not after you take a look at the compatibility rate. Once your time slot does open, it's a good thing you keep in mind is it stays open until July 1st. So you do have all that time to change rooms, just in case maybe you just think you want to live with somebody else, or you want to switch halls. It stays open all the way up to July 1st.
Okay. Do residence buildings have lockdown times at night?
No, they do not. Now each hall does have its own rules when it comes to having guests over. Now there is a certain time in which there are guests who have to leave. However, there is not a curfew or anything like that. Students, when they get home, they get home. But of course, we wouldn't want we wouldn't want anybody staying there when they don't need to be staying there, of course.
Someone asked if the campus is open for visitors currently, and I can answer that. The campus is not open to the public. There are certain offices that are going to be opened back up in phases to where they can begin operating out of their office, but campus is not open to the public currently.
How do you check the roommate compatibility, Chris?
So after you select your housing, it's going to give you at the very end of your housing application or your housing process, it's going to give you your room number, and then right under that, your roommate names. So it's going to be your name and then your roommate name. So you're going to be able to see that.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Excuse me. Sorry. I asked the question about the compatibility. So I chose my dorm today at Sam Houston Village, and it already gave me a roommate already. That's why I was confused, because I didn't know if we were supposed to be getting roommates today.
Okay, that's because somebody else went ahead and filled the room for you, or they went ahead and chose that room, and they filled that room. So it's not, we don't place students within their rooms. That's not until way, way later, whenever students are, signing up a little bit later, closer to moving. So that wasn't to the discretion of that student. They went ahead and went to the housing portal and went out and chose their rooms the same way you did, and they happened to choose the same room as you. So they filled that occupancy. So that's how that's worked out. And then you, of course, after they filled that, you were able to take a look at their compatibility rate based on that questionnaire at the beginning of the housing application.
Okay, so so it's not like, so we could have a different compatibility, so it's not like,
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so because it said I was in compartment A and she was in compartment B, so that could change. So she's not actually my roommate.
Now she is your roommate right now, but of course, if she decides to move halls, or if she decides to, if she doesn't decide to come to university anymore, that can change. Yes, that is possible. And that's possible all the way up to July 1st. So yeah, that's about how that works.
Okay, how do you choose? How can you change roommates?
Well, you can change roommates. You can change rooms or halls.
Oh, okay.
So essentially what he's saying is like, whenever you go into your housing portal and you pick a dorm and you pick a room, you're essentially picking a bed to like stay in. So like you're going to be the Armory 244A, and that will be your bed, and that's where you stay. But bed B is still open for anybody to go in there and choose. So the residence life office doesn't go in there and put anybody in there based on your compatibility. Everybody has the option of going in there and putting, I want 244 bed. So that's essentially what he's saying. So when you go in and choose rooms, you're choosing a bed, like technically, and then people get to choose the other bed in your room.
Yes, exactly.
If that helps you kind of like understand a little bit better.
Okay. So it's not like this, so it is the room that you, like the specific room that you pick in that hall? Oh, okay. Because I was confused. I didn't understand. It was like, there was like in the 200s and the 300s, and I just kind of assumed that was like the second floor and the third floor.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
All right, next question I had, where am I? Can we walk through campus to see where the halls are? Yes, you can. Campus is public. The buildings are just locked, so you can kind of get a feel for where you're at and what you're close to. So you can do that at any time. And it is really beautiful on campus right now, which is sad because none of us are there.
Yeah. When paying for dorms, do we pay it by semester or by school year?
So when paying for dorms, it's going to be part of your tuition. So you do pay that per semester.
Okay, and then what happens if there's no compatibility with your roommate after a few weeks or days of living together?
So we do offer a hall room transfer form that you can go ahead and fill those out after the 12th day of class. So you just come to the ResLife office. It's first come, first serve. So if you are having issues with your roommate, we first do go ahead and implore the students get in contact with the RH just in case there's any sort of issues that you can work out. If not, unfortunately, if that's the case, you go ahead and get in contact with us here at the ResLife office. Come on that 12th day of class and fill out that hall room transfer form, and we'd be in contact with you just in case any sort of openings open up for you to go ahead and move halls.
In the form, online.
And the form is also available online.
There, you can talk now. Question: how many floors does you have?
I'm so sorry, ma'am. You're breaking up just a little bit. I couldn't hear that question.
How many floors does Sam Houston Village have?
Sam Houston Village has 3 floors.
Okay, and also Raven Village.
Raven Village also has 3 floors.
And how many elevators on each level?
Sam Houston Village has 4 and Raven has 2.
Okay, Raven Village has 2 elevators and Sam Houston Village has 4 elevators.
4 elevators. Sam
Yes, ma'am.
Houston, okay. But there's 3 floors at Sam Houston Village and 2 at Raven, correct?
No, 3 at both, ma'am.
3 at both, okay. Is that it?
Go ahead, sorry.
Next question is, if COVID-19 for some reason has another outbreak in the fall semester, how would that be handled? That would be up to our president and how they want to handle what's going to happen in the fall. They kind of go off of what the state says, but it just depends on what decisions they kind of want to make. They don't want to rush into anything, but it's just up to the situation and it's what's going on right now.
I know one thing you can reference on the Sam Houston website. There was just a Today at Sam article, I think, that was put out this week that has referenced that there's been several work groups put together to analyze like A option, B option, C option based on different scenarios happening. So there are work groups that are going to be working through how those different things would be handled and what like has worked so far this semester that's been obviously remote. So they are kind of taking all of the pros and cons, and I think we're working through that so that they can be planned for anything that's going to happen. So as Lindsay said, well, we don't know right now, and that will just depend on the situation. The university is actively working through potentials for any different situation that we could maybe come up with.
A through Z.
It's going to be more than
Back
Z.
again.
Okay.
Is there a chance that no one would pick your room and end up so is there a chance that you could end up living alone?
There is a small chance that, you know, there may not be somebody else who fills that room with you. However, students are, you know, obviously they're not allowed to occupy that space. So that wouldn't be allowed. However, most of the time students still kind of trickle in as the semester goes on, especially when it comes to housing, because everybody needs housing. So there is a chance that that room will be filled, but there is also that small chance that that room will be empty and you would be living alone, yes. And if that does prove a problem with you, if you do need someone to live with, you just get in contact with the ResLife office. We'll try and work something out to see if there's anybody else on campus who may be living alone or anything like that.
Say private, semi-private, usually fills up.
Usually semi-private and private styles on campus do fill up. So if you're worried about any of those, we're not having a roommate or anything like that, then you really don't have to worry about those because those fill up pretty quickly.
Okay, if I want to room with someone, can I hold my dorm until they get their time slot to pick rooms?
Unfortunately not. That's why we offer the roommate selection process. Once the roommate is selected in that month of March, y'all are pulled together and created in a group. So once that happens, once one roommate selects a room, you're both automatically pulled in there. So that's how that works. Unfortunately, if you haven't been pulled together, then there's no way we can guarantee that both of you are going to go ahead and be able to live together. Now you can try and get a room with 2 occupancies and fill that 1 occupancy up, but there is a chance by the time that your friend or your roommate does get their time slot, that other occupancy, may be filled up. So the best thing to do is try to get in that same dorm and see if you can do it in hall transfer once the move-ins begin.
Okay, I have a raised hand from Kathy. Yes, ma'am.
When is move-in date?
Move-in dates begin on August the 14th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and they continue through that weekend.
You'll get information about the tourist movie.
And
Repeat the time again for move-in.
Repeat the time again for move-in, please.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. August the 4th, it starts on August the 14th and continues through that weekend. So August 14th to the 16th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. This just come between any of those times.
They'll get information about the tourist movie.
And you'll get more information provided to your email closer to move-in times.
Yeah. Also make sure that your student is checking their Sam Houston email because that's where the communications are going to be going to. That their initials, 3 numbers, and at shsu.edu. That's going to be the primary form of communication. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. And again, we will be sending all of this information out. I know that this was a lot to get. Maybe you didn't get to write it all down. We'll be sending kind of a summary as well as all of the links. The Residence Life website has all of the links, all of the information you'll need to know, dimensions, rooms, everything else. And they will also be at orientation with more information for y'all. But I'm going to pass it back to Lindsay to share some information for y'all about her.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I just dropped into the chat our important URLs, the regular website URL where you can go to find more information on things parent related. Sorry, it's gotten really dark on my screen here where my camera is. And then the Facebook, you'll definitely want to go on there and join our Facebook page and follow along. We post really frequent updates also during the summer throughout orientation. We're going to be getting on there. It'll be almost every Tuesday during June and July following orientation sessions. We're going to be on our Facebook doing a live from noon to 1 on Tuesdays. And we're going to be able to follow up and give you additional information. Obviously, all the orientation slots are, there's a limited time. So we're going to be on there to be able to give you very detailed information from our office, as well as we're going to be doing live questions and answers. So if there's anything you see during our presentation and orientation and you've got questions for us, we are going to be on that Facebook doing a live where you can ask your questions. We will save those after we're done. So if you can't join us at that time, you could reference that. But yeah, definitely join on our Facebook. We post a lot of things there, and just wanted to let you know that through our office, Parent and Family Relations, we are your liaison as parent members to the campus. So obviously you can contact anybody on campus if you have ResLife questions or questions related to any area. It's always best to directly contact that office. But if you end up in a situation where you're not sure who you need to contact, or you are not sure where to even direct your question, as a parent, that is one thing that our office is here for. So please visit our website and our Facebook so you can see all of our contact info there. That is one of our services and resources to you as a parent. Also, we will be talking a lot more about it, and it will be going live during orientation. Sign up for our Parents Association. So I don't want to say too much about it here, but just know that that information is coming, and that will also be live on our website. When orientation starts, that website link I put you, so you can find out about all the great benefits to joining that organization. We typically have about 1,000 memberships every year and about 1,800 parent members that we send out newsletters to. They get a discount card, they get a t-shirt. They have all this additional benefits, as well as scholarships, which the big thing that our Parents Association is upping this year is we're increasing the amount of scholarships we give. We've given $4,000 annually to students of parents in the association, and starting this upcoming year, we're going to be doing $10,000 annually. So that is one benefit, that your students can apply for academic scholarships through our association, and we do random draw scholarships, and we actually do them on our Facebook Live, which has been something that parents really enjoy. So all that information will be given during orientation, and that's when the signups can happen there. And we will, like I said, as well, do those question and answers Tuesdays throughout the orientation season from noon to 1. And we will promote all of this on our Facebook and have it on our website. That's why, as I said, I kind of direct all of you there because we do have a ton of information, and I don't want you to have to try to just remember it. So wanted to put that out there. I think Kathy maybe has a question.
There's no on-campus orientation any longer for this year, correct? It's all online.
I'll let Lindsay answer that.
Correct. Yes, we moved to a virtual format for the remainder of the semester, or for the entire summer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And as I know the question came up before about the campus being open, and as Lindsay said, obviously you can still walk through and drive, but please also know that while a lot of the buildings are not open, we are all still working remotely. So if you have any questions leading up to the time your students coming, or your students have questions, I encourage the #1 best method is to find the email for that office, for the people you're trying to reach out to, and send an email with your question. A lot of the phones you can call and they'll be forwarded as well. But I would start with emails. Those typically are going to be the best way, especially during this time. If it's something that doesn't pertain to that office, but they know who it pertains to, they can forward that very quickly. And please, I just want to make sure everybody is aware that everything is still operating as normal, even though we are not physically in our buildings. We are diligently all working from home and making plans for, obviously, as Lindsay has said, the summer orientation is all in the works to come together to be delivered to you digitally. And the rest of us on campus, Residence Life, myself, every area is working very hard to plan everything coming for the fall and the entire academic year. upcoming. So we are all still hard at work, and please reach out to us if you have any questions, anyone on campus, if there's anything that you need. The website should be very up to date. Everybody's been very encouraged to put, the easiest way to contact, how they're available, and really start there. But once again, if you don't know where to start, that's where you can start with us. And our email is extremely simple. It's parents with an S at shsu.edu. I will drop that into the comments as well. So, we're here and everybody else is here as well. And I just want to make sure people are aware of that. You don't have to wait until the campus physically opens again to be able to get your questions asked. We are all very much here to support you as we go through this transition.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit more time. I got a couple more questions, Chris. Do you mind answering them real quick?
Yeah, of course.
So I got one. How do I check the date for when my time slot was to get a room?
Okay, so that was sent to your Sam Houston State University email address. You should have received that, or will be receiving that soon.
Okay. Next is, are we allowed to bring a small TV to our dorm room?
Yes, you are allowed to bring a TV.
Okay. And then, are we allowed to bring pets?
I know one type of pet that's allowed is a fish, but other than that, any other type of pets, there are not allowed unless it's an emotional support animal or anything like that. Have to go through disability services.
Okay. Next question I can answer. Orientation shirts, you'll be receiving them in the fall. We're gonna have a lot of programming for y'all. Sorry, I can't talk anymore. And so we'll be giving all the promotional items and t-shirts out then. Okay. Any last minute questions?
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
The quick steps to selecting the room, if I already got the email. Quick step.
Okay, so if you already received the time slots already open, the best thing you do would be go into your housing portal. So you would go to the students MySam, URL SHSU MySam. On the left-hand side, there's going to be a whole bunch of tabs. The very last one on there is going to be the Students tab. You go ahead and click on that. You scroll down a bit, you find the box that says Housing and Dining. The very first hyperlink there would say Housing Portal. You would click on that, and it's going to bring you to the ResLife Housing Portal homepage. And then there's going to be a taskbar there, and one of those taskbars is going to say Apply Here with an exclamation point. Go ahead and click on that, and you would select academic year 2020, 2021. You go ahead and select that. It's going to go ahead and prompt him to go ahead and select his dorm.
Thank you, darling.
Yes, ma'am. You're pretty.
Okay, another question. I cannot speak on Bearcat Camp. I'm not completely sure if they are or not, but I know that their website is up to date, so they would be able to answer that on their website. I'm not sure if they've made the call on that yet, but we can check and we can put it into the email that we're going to send tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't say Bearcat Camp has not canceled yet. They are still waiting on the university to decide if their programming and events are going to be canceled through August. So if that happens, then I'm sure Bearcat Camp will update their website and everything. But as of right now, Bearcat Camp is still happening.
And like Lindsay said, we have all been encouraged in our offices to keep our websites as up to date as possible. So that is the best place to start. Also social media, we've also been all posting like crazy, just with information and dates, inspirational things. So that is also a good place to start. But I will make sure that I put all of our contact information in this email that'll be sent to you all. And y'all can always just, if you have nowhere to start, please reach out to us and we'll get you to where you need to go. Okay. Great. Anybody have anything else? All right, I think we are good for tonight. Our next event for this series will be next Thursday with financial aid. That's normally a pretty popular one. So we hope to see all of y'all there. And thank y'all again for just spending your evening with us. We really appreciate it.
Can't wait to see you on campus.
Yes, we cannot wait.
Thank you all.
All right, y'all have a good night.